the heart of Central Texas, you'll find ranches and farmland from horizon to horizon. It's the perfect habitat for a variety of wildlife. Big white-tailed deer, wild boar, and exotics of every shape and size. I'm here for my first Texas dove hunt. And from the stories I've heard, it won't be my last. This is a story about three good friends reuniting in the dove fields. This is a look at an American icon, reimagined. This is a chance to tune up my skills for the fall ahead. This is Wild Upland.
Wild Upland is brought to you by Purina Pro Plan.
I've been fortunate to have a career in the outdoor industry, not just for the adventures I've experienced, but for the deep and lasting friendships I've made along the way. Shondi Campbell and Brad Fitzpatrick are two of those friends I've known for years. And it's our common passion for all things upland that fuels us to this day. So I got a call from my good friend Shondi Campbell. She and I have been friends in the industry for a really long time. We hunt together a ton. We live in Utah together, so we hang out just as friends all the time, despite being in the industry. And I would call her one of my best friends, so she called me to see if I wanted to go on a Texas dove hunt, and I said, absolutely.
Her and I have been all across the United States together. And from the minute we met each other, we were best friends. We both knew that we had some pretty high standards to meet in the outdoor industry, being female. And I think we've definitely succeeded in that.
I was also pumped to hear that my buddy Brad would be on the hunt as well. Brad and I go back a long time. We're both Ohio natives. He still lives there. He and I are super good friends, especially when it comes to the bird dog and the bird dog world.
We met through mutual friends, and we started hunting together, and we had a great hunt, our first hunt together, and we've been friends ever since. So I work for Kali at Gun Dog. I've written the shotgun column there. We go hunting together as often as we can. She lives in the west, I live in the east, but we try to get together as often as we can and go upland bird hunting.
So when Shondi called us to come down to test a new iteration of a gun that's coming out, we were pumped to do it, put it through its paces on a bunch of doves. And so it's actually the A5, which is the classic Browning gun. They had it available in the 12 and the 16 gauge for a long time now, and customers are just screaming for a 20 gauge, me being one of them. So it was really cool when we knew that that gun was going to be here and we'd be able to put it through its paces down here on Texas doves. The perfect way to kick off the fall, though it's not very fall-like down here. With temperatures boiling under big blue Texas skies, we head to the clay range for a little warm-up with the new iteration of an American classic.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Sporting clays are really beneficial. They're something to mimic a bird hunt, which is, mostly it mimics dove hunting, I would say. And really good practice session to do sporting clays. I tend to hit both the trap field and the sporting clays before the season starts. It's a good way to practice your swing. It's a good way to see if you're behind or if you're too forward on a bird. Super good, you know, to be an ethical hunter. I like to make sure that I'm hitting the range as much as possible, practicing with my shotgun, patterning my shotgun, and clays is a perfect way to do that. I was genuinely surprised when I first picked up the A5. It was super lightweight, which, you know, you don't always see that in a semi-auto gun, but as soon as you pulled it out of the bag, you know, it had this beautiful stock on it and just a classic looking gun that everyone loves.
So recently we just launched the A5 20 gauge, which is a huge movement for Browning. We obviously had the Auto 5 20, the Light 20 back in the day, and then we released the A5 12, then a 16, and now a 20. So we have the whole group together now. I'm really excited to see where it goes. That gun shoots so nice. It's so light. You really won't find a better 20 auto out there.
Wild Upland is brought to you by Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs. And by Browning, the best there is. Fiocchi, your upland ammo for every pursuit. Onyx, know where you stand. Lucky Duck, loyalty goes both ways. And by Final Rise, premium upland gear.
I've never hunted birds in Texas. But it didn't take long for my good friend Shondi Campbell to convince me I was missing out on something very special in the upland world. Add in the chance to be the first consumer with a 20 gauge Browning A5 in the field.
That's a thing of beauty right there.
And my bags were already packed.
My first actual dove hunt was down here, and it took me by surprise. I didn't understand that we're going to be standing there flying over you. Absolutely insane. And I found that I loved dove hunting down here. The first year we got them, you know, 15 limit in 20 minutes. It was insane. And so every year we've just kind of come back, and I've kind of built a love around dove hunting, which was not expected to be.
Texas has done a great job managing their wildlife. The dove hunting in Texas is about as good as you're going to get in the States. It's fantastic dove hunting down here. You've got all these migrating birds heading toward Mexico, and they're coming right over South Texas.
Nice shot. You got the first kill of the
Yeah, buddy. First Texas dove. Beautiful. Tasty, too.
Much like a duck blind, there is a sense of camaraderie out in the dove fields. My friends are all seated nearby, well within earshot, and the laughter and the ribbing over connecting with these fast flyers is as constant as the birds overhead.
It's a baby one. That's a baby. No, it's a big one. All right, Shondi, I like this gun. So what I love about dove hunting is it's really about the camaraderie. Doves fly in the morning and the evening. You can catch them really just about any time. But what's really cool about dove hunting is you can be sitting 10, 20 yards from your buddy and just, you know, just laughing and talking the whole time. You know, it's something where it's a good group activity. It's something fun to go out with your friends. That's why I was pumped to have Shawnee and Brad because we could just sit there and talk and laugh, and that's what we always tend to do together. There's never a dull moment. And so it's a good sport to be cheering each other on when we make an awesome shot, and it's a good sport to laugh when we make some terrible misses. And either way, it's just a super fun hunt to kick off the season.
Here we go.
Take them. Come on, Brad.
Come on, Brad.
Have my gun on safety.
This one right up front. Whole bunch.
Bust them.
Oh, good one. Maybe.
Nice shot.
Thanks, guys.
Beautiful bird. Cool bird. Texas hunting, I would say that lodges really pride themselves on the hospitality that they have for hunters. One thing that I always like to hear when I'm on guided outfits is we can't control the animals, but we can control the hospitality. And so Texas does it right. They know how to have a good time, and between the ambience of this beautiful lodge that we're in and this chef who's on staff, and he's cooking us these big old sirloins, oysters Rockefeller. You can't beat that. You really can't. It's just something where after a long, hot day in the field, we get to come back and sit around a table and share the laughs and the misses and the awesome birds that we took and the awesome shots that we took, and sit around a big, beautiful meal and just fill our bellies and just have a great time.
The old saying goes, remember the Alamo. But sadly, like many Americans from other parts of the country, the saying is about all I remember. So, being this close to such an important part of history meant it was time to get a refresher. With Alamo's senior researcher and historian, Colby Lanham, I got the full tour. And the reminder that this little Texas fort once sheltered outdoor icons.
So as I travel across the country to hunt, I love to hit local historical spots. And I'm in San Antonio, so why would I not stop at the Alamo? And I'm here with Colby, local historian of the Alamo. And Colby, I know a little bit about it. I visited when I was young, and of course we all know the history of Texas, but I don't know the nitty-gritty details. So tell me about the Alamo.
Yeah, so the Alamo is really the birthplace of our state. It's the birthplace for the people of Texas, and it kind of is the identity for our state. This is a key point in a very short revolution that took place in 1835 to 36. The battle takes place on March 6th. It is a pivotal battle in the Revolution. It is a loss for the Texans. We were defeated here at this battle. However, this battle becomes a rallying call for the Texian Army, which will defeat the Mexican Army about just a handful of months after this battle takes place. The Battle of San Jacinto on April 21st, 1836.
Of course, the famous quote of "Remember the Alamo," right? That was the rallying cry for the next battle.
Absolutely. That's what they're screaming at the Battle of San Jacinto as they meet the Mexican Army on the field of battle. And since then, our story has become enshrined in the Texas story.
I visited the Alamo when I was young. I'm excited to go back as an adult so I could truly appreciate it. you know, the history that comes with it. You know, we've really helping with the founding of Texas and this big battle. We've got Davy Crockett, who's died at the Alamo. And so it's a really cool, you know, when we go hunt places, we get to experience a lot of different, you know, animals and species, but also a lot of different landmarks, and the Alamo is one of those.
Back at Redstone Ranch, the evening takes place over a pond, which means Riggins, the ranch's black lab, can cool down in the water while making his many retrieves.
You know, I get to do a lot of hunting, but really there's nothing to me like upland hunting with a dog. And I can't imagine upland hunting without a dog. It's so much fun to see a dog work. It's so exciting to see a dog really turn on. It's exciting to watch them learn to control the bird, to understand what they're doing. They get their job, and once a dog understands its job, there's nothing else that they want to do. There's nothing that they love more. So I really enjoy that, and being in a field with a dog is more fun for me than being in a field without one. You know, it's a bonding experience. Dog people gravitate toward dog people. We talk about dogs, we talk about training and things like that. So, and it's a whole experience. Hunting a lot of times is seasonal, but when you have gun dogs, it's year round. You're feeding your dog, you're working your dog, you're training your dog from the time it's a puppy, and you're getting to the point where when fall gets there, you're ready and you've done all the work that you need to do ahead of time. So it's a really special experience to be able to be afield with a good gun dog.
Wild Upland is brought to you by Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs.
I'm outside of San Antonio, Texas, on the Redstone Ranch with two dear friends.
Having an evening hunt down here. We're gonna sit over this pond and wait for the doves to come off the field and come to water, and hopefully decoy right into the mojos. Started out a little bit slow on the second evening. We got there a little bit early and the birds weren't quite flying yet, but man, when they started flying around 6 p.m., it came in hot and heavy. And what was nice is we were able to tuck up underneath the trees, and we were in the shade, and the sun wasn't blazing on us, and we weren't too hot, and we were able to just have a nice casual hunt and laugh together and cheer each other on through our great hits.
Double, double.
Some of the shots some of my friends made were like, wow, that was an awesome shot. So it ended up being a really, really cool dove hunt. And you know, overall down here, between the bird numbers and the food and the camaraderie and having my friends here, like, it truly was an amazing hunt. It only took all 5 of us.
Overall, the hunt's amazing. Being down in Texas again, it's like home to me. Being able to bring Kali down here is also amazing. We have Brad with us. The laughter, the fun, a couple dove hunts in, the range, the excellent food. We couldn't have asked for a better start to the season.
Here, that one looks like he's been shot. Right here. Got him! Limit. Well, I think what people don't understand about the outdoor industry is we do get to do a lot of exciting stuff. We get to go to a lot of great places like Redstone. We get to have a lot of experiences, but really what makes that so special is that we are all genuinely friends. To get to go with Kali and Shondi and spend time with them around the campfire, a lot of times that's more important than actually being in the field.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Three more. Three more. Only one. Yeah, buddy. That's it for me. She's done though.
You know, I upland hunt probably 30 to 45 days a year, and most of those hunts I'm putting miles on the boots and I'm chasing behind my bird dog. And I tell you what, a dove hunt to start the season is a great way. Just, you know, I find it relaxing, I find it fun. You truly can't beat that. And dove hunting is just such a great way to kick off the season. And you know, down here in Texas is my first Texas dove hunt, and the birds are amazing, the people are amazing. I love seeing Riggins do his thing in the water. You know, it truly, truly has been a great hunt.